Okay, in these videos I'm going to show you how to do a multi-view drawing of some of the sketches we went over earlier in the year. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this isometric and we're going to convert it to a multi-view drawing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out where I'm going to do my front view. So I'm going to put a point down here towards the bottom of the page, towards the bottom, so that I have room to work up and I have room to work to the right. So now, looking at our isometric, it looks like I have a width here. My width on my front side is 125 plus 1, so 225. And I have a height here of 150. So each one of these lines is a quarter of an inch. So I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 1 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 2 inches. 2 1/4. So my width is 2 1/4. My height is 150. So 1.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1. 1, 2, 50. And now I'm going to create some construction lines to mark off that space for the front view. And again, I kind of want to do these lightly in pencil. So it's in this rectangle that I'm going to do my front view, and then I'll continue on and do my top view and my right view based upon what happens here in my front view. So returning back to our initial isometric sketch here, it looks like I come over 1 1/4, that's my first corner, and then I'm going to go up. I'm going to have to do some math here to figure, well, I could bring this over, so here's my 75. So let me move over the 1 1/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1 1/4. Put a little dot right there, and then I'm going to move up 3/4 of an inch. 1, 2, 3. Put a little dot to mark that corner. Now we came over 125. This distance here is 0.75. So if I were to subtract these two distances, I'm left with 0.50. So I'm going to go back 2, 1, 2. So again, I still have a remainder of my 0.75. This is my 75 here. Now from this corner, which is this corner right here, I'm going to go all the way to the top. All the way up to the top. So now, I could put in some light construction lines until I'm confident of what I have is correct, and then I can darken them in if I need to. Okay, so now this is that L shape there. Now, on this front face, I can go ahead and shade it in here if you want to, just so you kind of see what I'm talking about. So I'll shade that in with vertical lines. So this piece and this piece face towards the front. I can't see this because this is depth when I'm doing my front view. So now I know I come over an additional inch here, so that should be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have a height of 0.75. 1, 2, 3. So I'll put that dot right there. I can connect those. Now there's my front view. I could go over it right now with my pen and darken in my object lines. I know it's a little bit difficult to do with the book, but if you turn your page, because you should always be holding your ruler kind of vertically away from you. Darken that in. Darken that in with my pen. And darken it again. It's going to be kind of hard with your book to turn it sideways, but if it's just a piece of paper, it's a lot easier. So there's my front view, what we have here. So now I'm going to need to bring up some lines for my top view and bring over some lines for my right view. So I'm going to go back to my pencil, take my ruler, and I'm just going to extend upward next vertical line, upward, the next vertical line is right here, upward, slide my ruler over to the next vertical line, and upward. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines that are going to carry up. Now I'm going to kind of leave myself a little bit of space here, so about 3 lines. Now again, when we're looking at it from the top, so when I can see this and this, I can still see, let me move that over, I can still see my width, but now I can see my depth. Now it looks like I have a depth of 1.5 inches. So I'm going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 1 inch, 1, 2, there's the 50, and I'm just going to create my construction line. Now the width, I already know my width because I had it from before, so it's from the beginning of my shape to the end of the shape right here. I have that line that we brought up earlier. And I'll just move back to that corner that we put in earlier. And this is my depth of 1.5, 150. I'll put in my construction line to mark the end of my rectangle, and this is the other end. So again, I have that same width. So here we have a width of 225, just like before. Here we had a height of 150. We have a depth going back, my depth of 150, height of 150, and a width of 225. So here we have this space, and again, we've brought those lines up from before. Boom, boom, boom. So now looking at it from the top view, that rectangle right there is already right here in our top view. From here to here. Now we have this kind of upside down L shape. We know where the corner is because we brought it up from before, so it's going to be from here. It looks like we go back a certain distance. This is 1 inch. The entire depth is 150, so it looks like I have 50 right here. So I'm going to go back 1, 2 for 50. So that point is this point right here. So now I can go ahead and connect that corner going back. Oh, actually, that was my mistake there, so let me go ahead and lighten that in. Again, why we work with pencil and work with construction lines at the beginning. So what's happening here is I'm coming over 125. That's my 125 from before. Now at the 125 point, no, that's right. I go back to that point right there, but instead of going to the left, I should have gone to the right. There we go. And now this shape right here is this shape. In order to have that highlight or kind of be able to see it better, I'm going to go ahead and take my pen. Now that I know my lines are correct. This one and this one over here. Turn my paper and darken in that one, darken in that one, darken in this one in the back here. So this is my top view of this sketch part A. So this is my top. Let's label that top. This is my front. And what we still need is our right view. So now I'm going to skip over about 3. So I'm going to start right here. And I'm just going to take my ruler. I'm going to bring over this line. Slide up to the next horizontal line. And the next horizontal line is up at the top. So everything's going to start here. So I left is 3 here, I left 3 over here. So now I know my height because it's the same. It's the same shape, so it has to have the same height. What I need to do is reflect these things from depth over onto my right view. So I'm going to take my ruler, set it at 45 degrees, and I know I'm at 45 degrees if I go from corner to corner to corner to corner to corner to corner. So this is 45 degrees right here. And now I'm going to bring the lines over. They're going to bounce off this 45 degree and come down. So I'm going to bring this over, hits that line, and then comes down. Okay, so that's going to be the start of it. So this piece right here becomes over here. Take the next horizontal line. When it hits my 45, it's going to change direction and come down. So it's going to create a light construction line there. So it came over, bounced off, and came down. So that was that one. There's that one. I just kind of move up with my ruler. Up, 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 up. There's the next one. I come over, hit the 45, change direction, and try and make this light. So over, down, over, down, over, down. So now we have these boundaries. So from here to here, this is going to be our depth. So we've translated this depth onto our right view. So we have a depth of, if we did this correct, 150. So let's check. That should be 6, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct. We have that same height from before. We just brought it over. So that's a height of 150 on our right view. So if we look at our right view is going to be this part right here, together with this part right here, together with this part up here on top. So those areas I just shaded in pink is what we're going to see over here on the right view. Now the lines are already there, we just have to define them. So this little piece right here is this piece down here at the bottom. This big rectangle on top is this big rectangle right here, and this medium-sized rectangle is this medium-sized rectangle right there. So I can now take my pen and I am going to turn those construction lines into object lines. So from there, right there, you might want to put, sometimes it's helpful if you put a little dot to kind of indicate corners. So from there to there, from there all the way up to there. This is a corner right here, this is a corner right here, this is a corner right there. So now, I'm going to come all the way through here. I'm going to turn my paper. Darken in my object lines. All the way across. So there it is. There's the little rectangle, the medium rectangle, and the larger rectangle across the top. So I need to darken in this line right here. Get my pen to cooperate. And there you go. There's our top, front, and right views, our multi-view drawing, multiple views of Part A.